Hey everyone, Coach Mark here, and before we dive into today's video, I want to thank today's sponsor for this video, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is an incredible game where you can select your heroes and... I'm screwing with you. There's no sponsors. Today we're going to be talking about Strongman off-season strategies and side quests. Before we go any further, make sure to follow me over on Instagram, Coach Mark Estrabio, and I offer one-to-one coaching, and the odds are very good. I'd love to work with you. So something that I think is really important to do is better understand how we're defining the off-season. Because technically, anytime you're not actively preparing for a strongman show, you are in the strongman off-season. In the context of this video, I'm defining it as immediately post-competition. So this is what you would be doing after you finish your final competition for the next, let's say, 8 to 12 weeks. Immediately post-competition, what are we going to be focusing in on? Our targets are going to be dropping body fat, improving your overall cardiovascular health, reducing blood pressure, and adding in some mobility. This will help eliminate some of the compensations you get from all that heavy competitive prep work. Additionally, we want to get away and get a little less specific with our training. You'll find that lifters who tend to stay with the same things year-round, training hyper-specific with all the implements, month in, month out, tend to acquire overuse injuries and just unfortunate little tweaks and twinges, so we want to avoid that. The 3 side quests I'll be talking about in today's video are all very non-specific for the strongman athlete, but again, deep in the off-season, especially post-competitive, this is highly beneficial. And for those of you who are more just chubby bastards, these are great things to be chasing in general as they're going to help you with the conditioning side of your strength and conditioning regimen. So, what are these side quests? Number 1 is going to be the Turkish getup. Number 2, weighted chin-ups. And number 3 is going to be the ergometer triathlon. And something I'm really big on is whenever people like to talk about strength or conditioning movements, is they often leave out having standards or metrics to chase for, which I find is something that holds back a lot of people. If I tell you, hey, close grip bench press is a great way to improve your bench press, that alone is relatively meaningless. Whereas if someone tells you you should get your close grip bench press to 90 to 95% of your competition bench press, suddenly you have a target. There's an apple being held in front of you, and you're more likely to train your close grip bench with more intention and more focus, and you'll get more out of it that way. So that's something that you're going to see me doing a lot in future content as well when I discuss exercises that are meant to help a main movement, is introducing some sort of standards or metric to chase. Because, well, having a goal helps us focus and orient ourselves. First and foremost, let's talk about the Turkish getup. Now, for a lot of you, when you first do this movement, it is going to look really sloppy, really janky. You're going to look like a beached whale, and that's all right. That's one of the benefits of the Turkish getup. It's a very slow, methodical, and deliberate movement, and we want you getting used to being a little uncomfortable. Because you have to think about what you've been doing the entire time in your strongman prep work. It's lifting heavy, it's lifting bilaterally, it's a lot of intense, often explosive tempo lifting, slowing down a little bit, having, if you will, an in-body experience where you're more focused on deliberate positioning and being methodical. The Turkish getup is really great for knee, hip, ankle, shoulder stability, as well as mobility. You also get a good bit of scapular endurance there and oblique work. So just head to toe, this movement is going to make you more stable across multiple positions. And it's one of those things, will it be perfect when we do it? No. But that's actually very beneficial for us because it's very rare that we're always going to have perfect positioning when we go through a strongman show. So being strong in, shall we say, less than optimal positions is going to be really good for us. Now, in terms of the strength standards, I want you aiming to build your Turkish getup to 30 to 35% of your best log push press. Now, if you push jerk or split jerk, you're going to want to bring this figure down a little bit. Ideally, you should have a push press number to base it off of anyways, even if you do jerk the log in competition. And as far as training it goes, there's a couple different ways. The way that I personally would prefer to train it is I'm going to use it as part of my warm-up or buy-in phase for my pressing sessions where, let's say it's 3 rounds, I'm going 15 face pulls, 2 Turkish getups each side, and then 15 Powell raises each side. And then across the weeks and rounds, slowly aiming to go a little bit heavier with that kettlebell. The alternative way is to throw them in at the end of a training session. I would like putting this in at the end of an event or full body day where you might do a couple Turkish getups on each side for 3 rounds. Then in the next week, you do the same thing, but you go a little heavier. In the 3rd week, you're just going to add a round, repeating the weight from week 2. In week 4, you're going to do 5 rounds with just 1 on each side, adding weight every other round. And then in the 5th week, you might do 6 rounds of just 1 each side. And by round 6, you should be aiming for a max effort Turkish getup. Regardless of which path you choose to improve your TGU, spending some time at this is going to be very beneficial for you. And if you get mean comments on your Instagram from the kettle fellas, don't let it get to you. Remember that you're doing this to get better at your primary sport, not to become a pure kettlebell person. Next up, we're going to be talking about the weighted chin-up. I can already hear the wailing and gnashing of teeth for daring to suggest weighted calisthenics for the strongman athlete, but hear me out. In the sport of strongman, having strong biceps is important. If you think about any sort of arm-over-arm pull event, any sort of drag where you might row it a little bit to get started, or if your atlas stones are stuck to the floor, strong biceps help you out in that respect. They also keep your elbows healthy. And the reason why we're using a chin-up here is to keep your body fat levels honest. This is your off-season where we want to focus a little bit more on your cardiovascular health, which often entails dropping body fat and getting a more favorable body composition. Now, as far as what goal you should be chasing with respect to your weighted chin-up, it should be 1.5 body weight for a set of 1. So what I mean by that is hanging half of your body weight off of yourself. So if you're 200 pounds, aim to do a chin-up with 100 pounds hanging off of you. As far as implementation, I think body weight exercises, weighted calisthenics, they do better with a bit more frequency, so I want to see at least twice a week for this. And how I would go about it is my first day, this would come after my deadlift and row, kind of my lower body developmental day. I would do 5 minutes of just density work, aiming to get 30 reps done, quality reps, of course. And then every time I hit that metric or greater, add a little bit of weight. It could be something as small as a 2.5 pound jump. Now, the reason why I'm doing the chin-ups after my deads and rows here is I find it feels a little bit better on my elbows and shoulders versus going chin-ups and then rows. Also, my low back's going to be a little tired after those two movements, so the chin-ups are just going to feel nice. It's going to give me a little bit of a stretch and decompression. And then on the second day, I would do this after my main dynamic press, so my log push press, for example. I'd hit a heavy top set of 3 to 5 reps and then drop the weight down and do 2 back off sets of 8 to 10. Now, based off of how strong you are on your chin-ups, you might need to be using bands or an assistance machine. The key thing here is, again, we want to be chasing progress over the long term. Now, some heavyweight athletes, I'm going to say you should still be aiming to get here because it's going to help you with your body comp long term, and so something to consider there. And last but not least is the ergometer triathlon, as I lovingly call it, or the strongman triathlon. You're going to use 3 different cardio pieces for this: a rower, a ski erg, and an assault bike. You might not have access to all 3 of these pieces. Ultimately, don't think that you have to live and die by this workout. We just want to make sure you're getting in some form of high quality cardiovascular training in. You could also just look to do a sub 7-minute 2-kilometer row. That's always a good, reliable indicator of your cardiovascular fitness as a strongman athlete. But with that being said, I think this is a more general cardio health that pertains to strongman in the off season. And using these 3 pieces in particular helps us identify some potential bottlenecks in terms of muscular endurance. The workout itself consists of performing 40 calories each on the rower, ski, erg, and assault bike, then 30 calories on each of them, 20 calories on each of them, and then 10 calories on each of them. And this could just be done as 100 calories on each of them, and you do each one time through. But again, I find breaking it up like this makes it a lot more enjoyable, and I stay a lot more focused. As far as the standards go on this workout, if it takes you more than 25 minutes, you've got some work to do on your cardiovascular engine. 22 to 25 minutes, solid. It's average, but you could probably do a little bit better. Between 18 to 22 is kind of that Goldilocks zone where you're getting the most benefit. And if you're going sub 18, you've got an amazing cardio engine. Congratulations. The reason I even really push doing stuff like this for the strongman athlete is this is something I think we could really benefit to learn from the bodybuilders. Whether it's muscle mass or fat mass, carrying extra weight puts more strain on your heart. So for long-term health and survivability, we want to keep our hearts healthy. I believe it was Matt Wenning who said, "He who lifts the longest will get the strongest." And I don't know about you, but I want to be here for both a good time and a long time. Now, with respect to training this, how I would go about it is I would microdose cardio workouts all throughout the week. So for example, if you look on screen right now, the deadlift, 8 rounds of 8-calorie row, resting 30 to 45 seconds between each round. And I'd repeat that 8x8 approach after my press workout on the ski erg. Full body / event day, I'd use that 8x8 approach with the air bike. And then I have 2 off days there. On the quote-unquote off day, it'd just be 3 rounds of 10 calories on each machine, so 30 calories each machine that day. I'd keep the pace on that about a 7 or 8 out of 10. And then once a week, I'd actually just hit the whole erg triathlon and try to shave a little bit of time off of it every single week. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully you gleaned something useful out of it and have some winning strategies for your off-season as a strongman athlete or a chubby bastard who's just trying to become one strong, fit, and jacked bastard. Regardless of which one you are, or maybe you're a bit of both, hopefully this video finds you well, and I'll see you folks in the next one.